Hello everyone, welcome back once again and thank you so much for stopping by. So my people, that this particular video, which I would love you guys to watch, from Barrister Uche Okwukwu. So concerning the next president of Ohaneze Ndigbo, yes. So you guys know since Chief Iwanyanwu, the ex-president of Ohaneze Ndigbo, passed, like a lot have been going on concerning who is going to be the next president of Ohaneze Ndigbo, which the South as well as South-East have agreed that the next president of Ohaneze Ndigbo is going to come from South. But right now, the question is who. So some people have been suggesting that Amechi, and also some people have been talking about this particular man, which I'm going to show you his interview, Barrister Uche Okwukwu. Some people said that he merited, that he's supposed to be the next president of Ohaneze Ndigbo because of his contribution. And also this is going to help us to unite again as one region because he come from South, right? You guys know that after the Civil War, like, we scattered. Even some people, they'll come today, they say they are Igbo. Some come tomorrow, they say they are not Igbo. So there's a lot of confusion. But this particular opportunity is going to, bring us together again, unite us together. Just as someone posted, and the person said, the Civil War ended over 55 years ago. We were not there, but the yoke of that war is still too heavy on us. The North and the West will not stop treating our Eastern region as a spoil of war if we don't stop them. Our first task is to defeat their propaganda and reunite our region. Just as I said before, that this is the best opportunity for us to unite as one again when it comes to Eastern region. Yes, my people. But the question now is who, just as I said before, because a lot of people have been suggesting that, okay, let's give it to Amechi. But some people said that Barrister Uche Okwukwu is the best option because of his contribution in Ohaneze Ndigbo. Like, this Ohaneze Ndigbo is very, very important to Ndigbo. Despite that, these people have not been representing us. Yes, my people. But this time around, if we can be careful, bring someone that we trust, that we know that tomorrow he is going to represent us. Look at what is happening in the Southeast. How many times have Ohaneze Ndigbo, stand up and condemn everything that is happening in the Southeast, or even look for solution? But that is not happening. This to show you that there is no leadership when you come to Ndigbo. This is the reason why we need to be careful to know who is going to be the next president of Ohaneze Ndigbo. It is very, very important because we need people to represent us, people that have our interests at heart. Let me allow you guys to listen and hear what Barrister Uche Okwukwu said in this particular interview.
Ohaneze Ndigbo ndị ọma, ndị ihe ọma na dị mma, ndị anyị na-agarozi onye ọnụnụ n'olu ya taa wụkwa Chukwuemeka Ojembe Nwiro Anyanwụ nke Dueri. Mụ na ezigbote nwafọ Igbo, onye nke na-azọ ọkwa President General na Ohaneze Ndigbo, the Igbo Socio-Cultural Epes Group, mmadụ dịka Barrister Uche Dim Okwukwu. O nwere ihe dị mkpa ọ chọrọ ịdọ ndị Igbo aka na ntị taa. Biko aga m ahapụ ya ka ya nwa akọwachazi onwe ya kwupụ otu o si dị ya n'obi. Barrister, biko ọ dị gị n'aka.
Igbo mmanụ ekele m ọnụ, Igbo mụrụ m nọ na Igbo nwe m nọ. Aha wo Dim Uche Chukwu Nnam Okwukwu, ọnụ m onye wa ụmụ onye lele n'Ikwerelo. First and foremost, ana m ekele ndị Igbo niile, particularly ndị Igbo nọ na United Kingdom and Ireland na ndị Igbo nọ na United States of America, the Igbo in diaspora and other parts of the world. N'ọgụ ha lụrụ ọgụ buru ibu, which accumulated to all parties agreeing that na ọ ga-awụ ndị na-asụ Igbo na Rivers State pursuant Article 11 of the Ohaneze Constitution ga-produce President General on January 10, 2025. Ana m ekele ụnụ ndị na-asụ Igbo na Rivers State, ndị Ikwere, ndị Echie, ndị Ọgba, ndị Ekpe, ndị Ndọni, ndị Egbema, ndị Obi Igbo na-ekele ụnụ. Ọ na-emene ọgụ nọkwa n'ihu, ke nọ n'ihu karịa akarị ka anyị lụrụ ugbu a. Anyị nwetele intelligence that na ha na planụ since ha jump Rivers State ha ga-disqualify some candidates. Werezi ohe ahụ tinye onye ga-eme ihe ndochiri megide ndị Igbo na-achọ. Ọgbaghara niile anyị nwere n'Ohaneze wụ ihe leadri a constitute committee a na-akpọ Committee of Archbishops and Bishops led by Archbishop Chukwuma of the Anglican Ecclesial Diocese of Enugu and Bishop Okpoko of the Methodist Diocese of Umuahia. Ha settled conflict n'Ohaneze. Unfortunately, no one na-ekweghị na ihe ha kwuru. But mgbe ha return na their report that I should be sworn in as Deputy President General. Unfortunately, some persons rejected it. I let it go because Ambassador Obiozo of blessed memory, who a man of 80-something years, my own. What I'm saying, you can verify from Ambrose, who was the administrative secretary, or who is the administrative secretary of Ohaneze Ndigbo. I said, I let it on. Let me leave it because of the man's achievement here. No, as former Nigerian ambassador to the United States of America, to Israel and Cyprus concurrently, and former professor, former director general, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. I let it go. Dewanyawu Ahija Gamba came, he refused to implement it. Even when Deputy President General Hetire has okay before Obiozo. I'm contesting, and on I am contesting and moving, explaining to Ndigbo him. But they are plotting that one man that they must stop from not running. Oh, Uche Okwukwu. What they want to achieve from that, I don't know. Agala mi Igbo oji, and I've repeated this severally. Agala mi Igbo oji. If there is anybody who had consistently stood his grounds and said that na ikwere na eche na ndị ọzọ ndị Igbo, and at least I'm one of them. Onye ka ọzọ nwa late Senator Obiwale, Chief Ihun Obiwale, he had been consistent. A lot of us have stood our ground. People like Igor Barama has stood his ground. Chief Wong stood his ground. Pamela stood her ground. Many said, we are Igbos. We have been persecuted. We've been victimized. We've been traumatized. We've been marginalized, to some extent excluded. But we insisted, and we still insist, that we're Igbos. Agalam Ndigbo oji. In 1995, I was the legal advisor as a very, very young lawyer of the Eastern Nigerian Student Association, which was established by Eze, then a student, a medical student at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. In the year 2000, I was the first director of legal services, Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign State of Biafra. In 2001, Chief Rafu Wazirike, my humble self, the late Prince Ojiako, we went in company of our late hero and leader, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, to Washington, D.C. to open the first Biafran House and the Voice of Biafra International, VOPI. I was, in that same year, I was in Europe, United Kingdom, to tell the world that our people are being oppressed, being marginalized. Because the main gross of Ndigbo is that till today, We're not saying we're not in government, but we need to be consulted as you consult other people on what to do with our people and our destiny, our land, our resources. You need to inspire us to dream better dreams. In 2004, I was at the international conference on Biafra in Düsseldorf in Germany. That same year, I was in Switzerland in Geneva to present case of Biafra. I got accreditation through the Society of Threatened People in Göttingen in Germany to be present in Switzerland. We had collaboration with Ekwenche based in Chicago. Documents were prepared which told the world, look at our plights. That in spite of the fact that we are non-violent, our people are being massacred and slaughtered. If everybody had risen up then to the occasion to demand for the respect for our life and our liberty, how they treated IPOP today, they wouldn't have treated them that way. It's because people kept quiet when they were treating our people badly between 2000, 2001, 2003, that IPOP came on board and they treated them the same way they treated members of the MOSOP. I was National Legal Advisor of the Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council. I received an award which was presented to me by the late Dr. Chukwuemeka Zife, former governor of Old Anambra. In 2017, I was elected Secretary General, sworn in. And for emphasis, it is important now I explain what led to the crisis then in Ohaneze. Conscious of the fact that I took oath of secrecy and oath of office, but basically, the way some powers that be crushed the vision of Ndigbo to get the sixth state, Aba State, was responsible for some of the crisis. Second, the inordinate ambition, without considering the interests of Ndigbo on the short run, on the long run, and on the very long run, when they decided to adopt Atiku Abubakar, when they knew that it was going to be detrimental to the interests of our people, particularly in 2019, Atiku was going to run election against an incumbent president with a military background. Atiku is a Northerner, Atiku is a Muslim, Atiku is a Fulani, Buhari is a Northerner, Buhari is a Muslim, Buhari is a Fulani. It was logical and objective for Ndigbo to support, if we must support any of the candidates, to support the candidate whose tenure will end in 2023, than to bring in another Northerner, another Fulani, another Muslim to continue, and the tenure will be extended. Because power wouldn't have come back to the south in 2023, even though it didn't come to the south, to the east. But Atiku would have remained in power from 2019 to 2031 or thereabout, 2027. My principal position, and I still affirm today, that if that situation arises, I will still do what is going to be in the interest of Ndigbo. A considered interest, born out of patriotism, born out of nationalism, born out of commitment, born out of the strive, the desire to liberate a people in bondage. The condition to disqualify a candidate must not be outside the purview of the Constitution. The person must have been convicted of a criminal offense, which conviction is not subject to appeal. Indictment is not enough. Inquiry is not enough. 2, the person must be of unsound mind. certified by a qualified person in authority that the person is of unsound mind. The person must be bankrupt, declared bankrupt. It is important that we watch out. The plans to impose a puppet leader, to get a puppet leader from Rivers State and impose him, must be rejected, must be resisted. For students of history, when a people invade and conquer a people, one of the things they do is to implant and enthrone a puppet leader. It happened when Germany took over France in 1941. They planted a puppet leader. When the French people redeemed themselves, the puppet leader was visited with punishments. I am ready to serve Ndigbo as I have always served them. Uche Namado can attest to this fact. Ralph Wazrika and others can attest to this. Chief Michael Hamba, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, can attest. Festus Kayamo can attest. We were when Obasanjo incarcerated us 18 feet underground. From there, we were brought out, taken to court, reminded at Suleja prison. From Suleja, were transferred to Kefi. I have been consistent and I've asked one simple question. And that question is just a very simple question arising from the recent past. The late Chief Emmanuel Iwanyan visited the Rivers State to receive an award at the University of Port Harcourt. And he made a statement which, of course, is a factual statement that the Ikwere are Igbos. He was attacked by the leadership, by non-existing body called the Ihunua Progressive Organization, led by Okachukwu Dibia. Nobody said anything, including the National Public Secretary, Chief Alex Obunna, said nothing. He said nothing. He's on record, he said nothing. He has no facts. I wrote in three national papers: The Sun, The Punch, and The Nation, each one full page. And I stated in black and white that we are not only Igbos, but we have nothing to do with where they purportedly claim we came from, Benin. And I went to the extent to state, to write, to reveal. I revealed for the first time that Obo Benin had earlier written 20-something years ago that the Ikwere and the Che people were Igbo people. Namen is here, he can attest to it. I brought that book and showed the world. I got it from the UK. That the Obo Benin had already said that we are Igbos. And he was in Ahoda from 1954 to 1965 for 11 years as Assistant District Commissioner. And he knew, as a fact, because he was not only an administrator, he was a magistrate here, that the Ikwere and the Che people were typical Igbos. Typical Igbos. When I wrote that, the next they resorted was to call the IG to arrest me, do that. And I said, I'm in my house and I dare the IG and the DSS to arrest me. And I'm here because you said something and I replied you. There's nothing that concerns the police with that. When under Governor Wike, our people were locked down. In their tens and hundreds, they died and were sickened. I stood up and wrote an open letter to him, to Governor Wike. I was on Plus Television, every radio station, and demanded, amongst others, a revocation of that imposition of coffee. But my argument was simple, assuming without conceding that those who have committed crimes were members of IPOP. I asked the question, are pregnant women, children, the aged, the blind, the crippled members of IPOP, that you lock down a whole local government area and allow them to perish? That's the question I asked. It was given strong publicity. And of course, he went at the heat of at the heat of the federal government clamping down on IPOP and IPOP as an institution and its leadership. He said the Ikure people were not from Benin, were from Benin. They are now Igbos, and they had nothing to do with Igbos. I took it upon myself. That's 4 years ago. December 5th. Yesterday made it exactly 4 years. I wrote 5 pages in the Vanguard. Pages 1, 9, 10, 11, and 12. December 5th, 2020. With Wike, why deny your Igbo root? I chronicled what transpired in the past that were Igbos. Some persons have said, who don't know me very well, that, oh, I said, I'm saying this because I want to be President General. I will refer them to a book written by Reverend Fadeziane, titled, In Biafra, Africa Died. They should go and read that book. They should ask Comfort Obi, the publisher of the Source magazine, 20-something years ago. They should ask Vito Gene, who is a member of the House of Reps now, from Anambra, who was then the assistant editor in Source magazine. When I said, and it was given front cover, Ikwere are Igbos, 20-something years ago. I've mentioned names. I've mentioned Auntie Comfort Obi, the publisher of Source magazine then. I've mentioned Vito Gene. Honorable Vito Gene is a member of the House of Reps. He interviewed me in Lagos, and I said we're Igbos. When Owazurike was driven out of Owerri, his house was burnt along 53 Okigwe, 153 Okigwe Road. And his life was in danger. He's alive. Chief Raf Owazurike. I took a decision that shocked all members of MASSOP. I said, Chief, move to Port Harcourt. He came. The fear was where I'm going to stay. I said, you stay in my house. And he stayed in my house for 6 months. From my house, we went to the US. When I'm talking about the year 2001, Chief Raf Owazurike is alive. 23 years ago. When I believe in something, I believe in it to a point where I am ready to lay down my life. When I'm convinced, I'm not a fair weather friend. I'm not a fair weather Igbo. I'm Igbo. My DNA is Igbo. My blood is Igbo. My body is Igbo. My spirit and soul is Igbo. If Igbo Development Foundation, Aki Ikenga, Ndigbo Lagos, all Pan-Igbo groups, the Ikwere people who in their majority believe they're Igbos, but are afraid of the few. They're afraid of the few. They don't rise up to this occasion. A puppet leader will be drawn. And I can tell you in time of difficulty, that puppet leader will say that Ikweres are not Igbos. And it is going to be the statement of the Ohaneze President General. The Ohaneze President General will say, I found out from every record and fact available that we are not Igbos. And that will seal the argument that Ikweres are Igbo forever and ever. To seal it. Igbos are facing existential threat. They are facing existential threat. And I've said it time without numbers. Their threat is the threat of compelling them to deny their very identity. It had happened in history. And of course, those who are students of the Bible, the man who made Moses to go into exile was not an Egyptian, it was a Jew who said, "You want to kill me the way you killed the Egyptian." Those who don't know where we are coming from may not know where we are going to. We are facing a battle. That battle had been on. That battle was the battle for which Joseph Uobo and the leaders of our people made their presentation to Henry Willink in 1957, that from Port Harcourt to Onitsha was Igbo land. We're still facing battles and upon battles upon battles. What happened 3-4 years ago to Owerri, where the son of Obiwale bought form to run for Deputy President General, and some nocturnal interest group in Ohaneze said there was not going to be any election, that he should not run, was regrettable. Is still something that everybody who hears it regrets. I'm ready for the contest, but I'm ready for the contest on the ground and conditions that.
So my people, that is it. I hope you guys heard what Barrister Uche Okwukwu said in this particular interview. Like, I have read a lot about him, and people are really supporting him to be the next president of Ohaneze Ndigbo because of his contributions in Ohaneze Ndigbo. Like, Ndigbo really need a leader, a representative that's going to represent us. Like, we are lacking leadership in Igbo land. This is the reason why Igbos are where they are in Nigeria today. We need a strong leader, somebody that has our interests at heart, someone that is not going to betray Ndigbo tomorrow, which I believe that Barrister Uche Okwukwu is the best option. Some people are talking about Amechi, which I said before, but I want you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do you prefer Governor Amechi or Barrister Uche Okwukwu? I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video to other people to watch. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Chamber Seniors TV.